Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abram. You know my partner, Albert Campman. Albert, this pandemic every week is a little further. I'm looking at my watch and I'm thinking, are we going to have football? And 3 weeks ago, I was optimistic but not sure. Now I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm straddling the fence. First time Governor DeWine makes a statement.
That's how you know it's serious. He stayed out of this for a long time, but at his briefing on Tuesday, he said, when I'm asked, we're going to see football on Friday nights in Ohio. A lot depends on what we do with the virus. And we knew that all along. But for him to come out and say it now, the football coach should really know.
If I asked you, I said, independent of our, we want football.
Right.
God knows we love football. Ohio football is a way of life.
Yes.
If I asked you your honest opinion, one being definitely not 100%, definitely yes, where would Al Campman be?
I'm saying no. And just 2 weeks ago, I was yes. So that's all you got. That tells you how it changes so quickly.
I'm with you.
70,000. I said 70,000 cases a day. As soon as the people came back together, when Ohio State closes down practice.
Yeah, that's a football.
That's a factor.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. I was thinking about that. I'm not a big guy on school superintendents and administrators. I think, as Tonto said, they speak with forked tongue. Right. But the point is, when you're looking at this situation, do you really think the Ohio organization, the Pennsylvania organization, would they love the governors to bail them out?
Yeah, I know they would, because they don't want to deal with that.
Okay.
And I understand that.
All right.
I don't call that bailing out. I think the governor has way more information than they have.
Okay.
I think there's committees right now that are going out of their mind because it changes daily, weekly. I mean, not hourly.
Would you say that I'm thinking because we were coaches,
right?
Would you say that basically all the coaches are full speed and all the doctors are whoa?
Exactly.
That's what I think.
That is the way it is.
Okay.
Yeah, and that bothers me.
Okay.
Because I've said it all along. I went through 2 football practices, and they said if you're closer to 6 feet, you have to have a mask on. And they don't. And they're not wearing it. So they're ruining it. They're thinking about running 22 belly instead of thinking about the. So that's a forked tongue thing that bothers me when some coach says, I really care about the kids.
But you got 50 guys.
No, follow the rules.
Each other.
Follow the rules.
All right.
If you're doing what you're supposed to do, like I saw Stacy Robinson at Union. I walked by it. His practice is perfect the way it's supposed to be. They're in every corner. The coaches have masks on, and if they come together and talk, the kids got masks on. If they don't, and they're practicing without, they're right in their practice. Because football is a contact sport, so you have to do that.
In other words, you're not talking out of both sides. Harbaugh says it best. You've given me an impossible job here. You're telling me they can't shower, but they can huddle up and tackle.
Well, it is an impossible job. But you still have to follow every rule that they give you to have a chance to play. You can't say, my gosh, Barnett, 13 guys came down sick on my team. Or there's a reason why. You have 13 guys.
But how do you keep them separate? You're working kids out.
When they're working out, you can't do anything about it. But if you're talking to them, they can't be in a huddle.
I got you.
That's what I'm saying.
So in other words, you're saying when there's a chance of dispersing whatever, they have no reason
they're in a huddle talking with 13 guys at the same time. Nobody's doing anything.
Okay. See, I watch it on TV and it drives me crazy because I got a mask. I'm all
just follow the directions.
I'm an old man. I don't want to get sick. My point is, I see these people, and they're like, and I'm wondering, do they realize how many have to die before they realize? And the other thing is, if you are coaching or whatever, going in, you have to be careful. But then you watch television. One guy's doing this is Ed Jones. We're live here at the got a mask on, and I'm looking. The cameraman's 10 feet away. There's no one in the area, and I'm thinking, wouldn't that be the time to not have the mask on?
Well, the general population, there's so many people that don't believe in it. I understand that. But as a coach,
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
talking total sports.
What's your charge? In other words, what's your,
yes.
Yeah.
Are you paid to
Why
win,
are you there?
Are you paid to win 10 games?
All
or
right.
are you paid to take care of these kids? I was paid
Boy, that's a good.
to take care of the kids.
I got to tell you,
No,
didn't
I
you
can
have a girl at
understand-
tennis the other day?
I can understand that.
Temperature?
No, every girl.
She gotta go.
She had to go home.
Okay.
I took the temperatures coming in because that's what I'm paid to do,
Mhm.
to take care of the kids. I want to win. No, nobody wanted to win more than me.
No.
I was fanatical winning, but I would not hurt the kid on purpose. That's truly what they're doing. They don't care. They're not following the guidelines. Well, they don't have football. It's going to bother me, George, because we love football.
No, it's my favorite.
You know.
There's nothing close for me. College basketball, I can deal with. Pros, I don't. College football, my Saturday, we get off the radio. I head home, and I'm going to be watching
From day to night.
till the night game when Arizona's kicking off
Yes.
at 10:30
We love
versus
that.
Oregon State.
Yes.
August 27th, realistic or not?
I'm going to say no right once again. If you would ask me 2 weeks ago, I
I
said
know,
yes.
that's why I am.
I'm saying no right now. I don't think it can be. It's going to be moved back.
You
They're
think,
going to play it.
you think they're going to move it back,
and then
back?
say no?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Hope you're wrong.
I
don't
want to
think
be
you
wrong.
are. No,
I want to be wrong.
No, I
I
don't
wanna be
think
wrong.
you're wrong.
Yeah, I want to be wrong.
I don't think you're wrong. Now, JFK. New coach,
Yeah,
girls?
they named new girls coach. It was an exciting time during this time, especially for Sean Zecker. He's replacing John Conleone after 14
He did
seasons.
both?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that something?
Oh, my Lord God. I'm going to pray for this guy tonight. He was doing both.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Doing with 2 sets of parents.
Yeah, and he comes to Westminster. They had a good season this year in basketball and girls basketball. They had an excellent job, and so he's learned his basketball really well over there.
I watched them play. They should have been in the Final Four.
Yeah, they're right there.
I'm
yes.
at the game. They have a 5-point lead with 50 seconds and a new shot clock. Doesn't some girl decide to practice her 3-point shooting?
Isn't that the truth?
50.
That's a new thing going on today.
All they had to do is hold the ball. They had to foul.
Nobody.
They had a new clock. It was thrown back out. So they got the new 30. There's 50 in the game. You're up 2 possessions. She decides to practice her 3-ball.
I just gave this talk to my grandkids the other day
Oh.
about time and possession.
Oh.
Trying to explain to them that the same shot in the second quarter is not the same with 35
Dave
seconds left in
Rooney's
the
up
game.
there listening right now. God bless you. Time and
Is he
score.
big on that?
Time and score.
Yeah, it's everything.
Absolutely.
But people don't understand because nobody does it. I went to, I'd say at least 30 basketball games this winter, and there wasn't one. I'm going to say it again. Not one held for the last shot of the quarter anymore. There could be 50 seconds left. There could be 14 possessions in the last 50 seconds shooting the ball up. Nobody plays time and score anymore, George. That's not the way it is.
Well, it's wrong. I'm here to tell you. I can listen to some of the 3-ball stuff and no twos and all this nonsense. I'm halfway there. Don't you tell me time and score doesn't matter.
No,
because I'm going.
Congratulations, Jeff Bayok and the late Phil Anarella for being inducted into the class of 2021. Jeff, I've seen him at my family's reunions and things like that. He's on the other side of the family, but he's there. He's now coaching Struthers with his son. But Jeff had a state championship for Warren JFK. Phil Anarella coached from Rada places, had a championship for Warren Harding, ended up coaching at Hickory.
I don't like seeing late.
I'm
going to give an advice. Put them in when they're alive.
Yes.
A guy taught me something back in my beer drinking days. Back when I had hair on my head. I'm sitting with a guy and he says, you know, Abe, he says you need to buy a guy a drink when he's alive. Don't name the building after him when he's dead. It's a great bit of philosophy. Get them in there while they're alive so they can enjoy it.
Like Bill Bourne is an example. So whatever award you can give him right now. You understand he's 87, still coaching. He's an example. And local news of YSU, what a great thing happening for them. Their outstanding point guard, Darius Quisenberry, has decided not to go into the NBA draft. Is going to return for the season. What a great player he is. One of the top players in the Horizon. He's excited to come back, and I know the players and the coaching staff have to be.
Does he have NBA talent?
He has a chance. He has a chance.
More like a European player right now.
Yeah. The NBA is just so.
Hey, watch this TBT. They're in the Final 8. These are all dudes that can't make the NBA.
Yeah.
They look pretty good to me.
Yeah, the NBA is so hard. Does he have great talent? Yes. But there's a million great point guards out there.
Which brings me to, Ray John Rondo.
Oh, jeez.
That brings me to, I'll give you
he can play point guard. He can play point guard, but he sure doesn't understand the normal people.
No.
He gets a room at Disney World. How much? About $500 or $600 a night.
They're not Motel 6 as he compared it to with the middle finger, no less.
Yeah. So he's complaining about this room that we would die to be in. That our whole family would say, "This is mommy and daddy. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen."
Guy called our radio show and he said, that's the kind of vacation that people would start saving for the minute they got home for next year. We used to have a Christmas club, and part of the thing was like $1 a week,
right?
And I get that $50. I thought I was Rockefeller.
Yeah, and so we live normal lives.
Yeah,
Rondo puts he put the middle finger up and said he just doesn't get it.
It's a shack, in other words.
He's a punk. He's a punk. He should be thankful that the good Lord gave him ability to play. Because that's the only thing he can do with some common sense.
And it's like the kid from Youngstown. What's Rondo, 6'5"?
Yeah, exactly. It's different player.
Yeah. Hands this big.
Oh no.
And arms longer than anybody.
He can really play. I'm not talking about his ability. No, he just doesn't get the real life. No. And he's complaining, calling a Disney World hotel. And if anybody's ever been, you know what their hotels are like.
Yeah. Hey, how about, speaking of hotels, could you have a better or a worse week than IMG when the WNBA stay in there and they find bed bugs and...
I know.
I mean, could you have... it's $80,000 a kid. Could you have a worse advertisement?
See, that is administration.
Yeah.
Some administration will be walking through with the cleaning service or whatever. This got to be perfect this week.
Yeah.
We can't have any...
And these women don't do this. I mean, the NBA's not staying in bed bugs.
No.
You know what I mean?
No one does. Wait a minute. Yeah. No one. I don't deserve staying in bed bugs.
No.
That's your job. No. So I'm not blaming the people working. I'm blaming the administration on this one. That they should want, but they won't get out of the room.
No oversight.
Yeah, they won't get out of the room. They'll see. They're going to blame. They're going to believe the girl was making
they're getting fired.
$6 an hour.
Girls get fired.
Yes, you know.
No, absolutely. They'll get fired the other day. That's like somebody said the other day. They were talking on Twitter about the wage for food servers. It's not $3 an hour.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, they're going to get tips. We know that.
They depend on that. Yes, totally.
All right. Conneaut, Ohio.
This is crazy.
Playing in the basketball league in Western PA. Al and I, we
can't get that.
We love Ohio.
You Ohio people. Why would you let a team play in Pennsylvania?
They're in a Pennsylvania league. Pennsylvania starts in the middle of the month. They start the first of the month. PA allows 2 scrimmages. Ohio allows 5. Now, they're not eligible for the championship, but it still doesn't seem right to me.
I know it's not right. So I'm blaming Ohio and Pennsylvania.
Find a league. Find a league.
Find a league for Conneaut, Ohio, in Ohio.
And they're obviously not that good. So it's not like in the old days when it was Mooney and Ursula. Nobody wanted them because they're going to get crushed. Right. It's not that way.
Let them play in your league. Let them play by the same rules that Ohio basketball has, so we don't have to discuss this on our show that an Ohio team's playing in Pennsylvania.
It's like when Pennsylvania had their swim championship and their track championship in Ohio. Find a place in PA.
Find a place
just as Ohio, they're so much better organized than Pennsylvania.
Well, Pennsylvania follows Ohio.
Yeah.
If Ohio does something... Then
Ohio's so much better organized.
Yeah, they are. They really are. They do a great job.
Now, this conference-only thing, first the Big Ten, then Pac-10. And by the way, in case you don't realize, once 2 or 3 of them says we're playing each other, the other 2 are forced because there's no one to play. But here's the question. Back when you and I were kids, Southwest Conference, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, Arkansas, all the Texas, geographic. Mm-hmm. Today, how do you say it's leagues when Morgantown is going to Oklahoma and BC's going to Florida State? What league have to do with it?
Yeah, the league word is out. The travel that we're seeing across the country with regard to leagues.
Wisconsin and Rutgers is a league.
Yeah, with the realignment. These realignments changed everything.
You think it might change again?
Because of what's going on?
Yeah, go back the old way.
I truly do. I truly do.
Make them a bus league.
Yes, and that because the economic signs of this depressed area that we're going through with this virus has changed our country, George. Presidents are counting their money now. Before they just said, okay, we know football's bringing all this money in.
Yep. What did Bo Schembechler say? We want a Michigan man coach in Michigan. They said, Coach, you'll have to pay them both. He said, money's no object in Michigan. And at the time it wasn't.
No, right today it is, though. Every guy, every person looking at it. And you know they're looking at it big with Ohio State.
We're talking about that. Talked about that.
Ohio
State. That's the team. Right now it's they and Clemson. Everyone else hoping if there's
and right here we are. We're in the Buckeye State talking to you right now.
Yeah.
Every kid grows up wants to root for the Buckeyes. And they shut it down.
Yeah.
That means that George asked me the question, are you going to have football? That's one of the reasons it scares me.
No.
That really scares me a lot. No
because
question.
they're like Noah's Ark. They have two of everything.
Yeah, they do.
2 wide receivers,
and they're all.
Someone was telling me the other day. They said they got this guy. I said, "Do you think there's nobody else there?" I said, "You think they're the only guys they have?"
Just look at the recruiting gurus magazines for the last 5 years.
What do we call Ohio State? Our shirt-off team.
Yes.
Them, Alabama, and Oklahoma, they're the shirt-off team. They just look different with their shirt off.
Yes.
Now, here's one that's interesting. Pitt's hoping there's a season. They play Notre Dame. What's that mean? That means 10,000 season tickets because they'll take the one ticket to get the other 5. My question to you is, Notre Dame's already had the Navy game moved from Ireland to Navy to cancel. Southern Cal canceled. Stanford canceled. All of a sudden, what do? I've been told the ACC will make special dispensation and give them teams on their week off.
So right now, the ACC is studying the schedule and find out who Notre Dame can play to fill up their schedule.
Exactly. In other words, a week they play Southern Cal, who's off.
Right. So they treat Notre Dame that way.
They're royalty. No, they're royalty.
Yeah.
We do a show.
They might not think they're royalty.
No.
But in the realm of college football,
we do a show with a guy in Pennsylvania. He's about 20 years behind, but he has that part right. Notre Dame.
No, he really does.
They move the meter.
Yeah, there's only certain teams that they would move something for.
They move the meter.
Notre Dame is one of them because you just said if Notre Dame plays Wake Forest is averaging, I'm going to say 37,000 a game.
50.
When Notre Dame comes in, they are going to sell out for sure.
You hit it. You know
Notre Dame plans their schedule that way. That's exactly.
Let's see them with a 5-game schedule once. It wouldn't happen.
No,
someone.
It's not happening indeed.
And by the way, they're loaded coming back.
Oh, they're getting another good team too. They done a nice job recruiting.
Yeah, the kid from Pine ended up transferring to Boston College.
Right
There,
he's a really good quarterback.
He was an All-American.
Yeah,
he was a difference maker. And when they beat the dog out of that St. Joe team out of Philadelphia, he got our attention.
Yes, he did.
Simple as that. Now, here's who I have to say bad days ahead. I hope I'm wrong, but I see no possible way the MAC, who had 11 games versus the Big Ten, doesn't suffer.
And we're really talking Ohio football there. The MAC is made up of so many Ohio teams. They are going to be cutting sports. They're going to be cutting. I don't know where they're going to end up. And we always see it work that way up. It works from the ground up. And the MAC depends on that money, George.
Bowling Green guy said it's the tip of the iceberg, and he didn't mean it in a good way.
No, it doesn't. And
what are they going to do, Al? It's $1 million to $1.5 million.
Well, I said they're going to start hitting. They're going to start hitting the lower sports first.
Rowing,
golf,
tennis, all the non-revenue.
Right down the line, and
you know what? Let's be honest. You've watched Maction, Tuesday Night Mac. Me, you, and your nephew are the only 3 that watch it. It's friends and family only. There's no one in the stand.
Yeah, you'll see that.
Tuesday night, October 28th. I'm always looking at the weather for the unders. And I'm looking in the crowd. There's people, about 8 people in blankets. They're family.
Yeah, and when you look at those games, you know that TV pays for everything.
Now you go to the Horseshoe.
Yes.
100,000.
They get both.
Up 58-0. Got their faces painted, and they don't care that it's Bowling Green.
Yeah, and they pay for their. That's who pays for their bills.
Like this
guys pay for their bills.
Absolutely, this is going to have ramifications
all the way down
that we don't know. I think they're much more severe than we think.
Yeah, I know they are.
I agree with you on that one.
That's right.
Talking heads. I'm talking about how bad, like sports talk radio in particular. I was listening to it 55 years ago.
You've always listened to it.
I listen to it
You've
all. I
always
sleep
done
over
that.
all night. I pick a different show and I listen all night. I want to get a feel. Now with satellite, it's not as difficult, of course. But what I'm saying to you is, all these youngsters, you know, these smart guys, loudmouth, wise guys, and you know, radio's full of them. Pittsburgh, especially, they haven't had a new idea in 10 years. They do the same show 4 times a day. If you don't have any knowledge and you don't have any background or history, these shows are impossible now because there's nothing to talk about. Like if you didn't see Clemente, if you didn't see Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Mickey, whomever, it's tough because there's nothing current going on.
Yeah, and that's true for the young people especially, that they don't have it. They don't have that background. I would hope that they go into that business, they would do some study and find out more about what's going on and be able to talk from a data standard instead of a makeup standard.
Well, you know, Mad Dog, as great as he is, and the people love him because of his knowledge, and he can recall the 7th inning of a game.
He is tremendous at that.
But he makes a million mistakes. But if you're not 65 years old,
they don't know the mistakes.
You don't know the mistakes.
Right.
He called John Y. Brown, Joe L. Brown one day, and I'm like, I know, why would I bother? Like, I wouldn't waste my time. He doesn't read his Twitter anyway. So I said, what am I going to bother for? Another talking head the other day, you know, this tiger worship is ridiculous. You know, they act like someone made him chase the waitresses at IHOP. No one made him do that. That was on his own. When he had his girlfriends in the next bungalow over with his family, no one made him do that. So now you know how many majors Tiger would have? Well, let me tell you something. Jack Nicklaus had, 14 seconds?
Yeah.
So 18 first and 14 seconds.
Tiger brought it on himself.
Yeah.
But the modern golf guy who loves golf.
Oh, if he's there.
It's all Tiger.
What's your son-in-law? What ones do you watch?
Tiger plays.
That's it.
So Tiger's coming to his first.
And has he won here 5 times?
In Muirfield next Saturday.
Is he dangerous there?
Yeah, he's very dangerous.
Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, Tiger's dangerous because in these he picks the ones that can win.
Okay.
And that's what I'll say that. He plays in the ones he has a chance to win, so he's pretty smart that way.
Okay. Now I got a question. Some things stick out to me. Some I can take. Some I struggle. Disagree with me? That's fine. But who cares? Phonies. You got a guy telling people, send your kids to school automatically. Put them on that school bus. But he's doing his TV show from home. Now, to me, you're a hypocrite.
Yeah, to me, you are not. You're a coward. That's what I call cowards. That if you're going to put somebody's family in harm's way.
Go ahead, I would say.
And I don't care about you. Because I'm going to be working at home safe, and then talk about it.
Yeah.
See, I'd rather him not talk about it.
I gotcha.
You know, that is a sad commentary, George, but it's happening everywhere.
Everywhere.
All over the places. It's going on as we talk.
Now, we have a buddy who's an NFL agent. We were talking to him on our radio show the other day. Did you ever think, if your dad was here, my dad was here, and we said, Dad, the Chiefs you won't believe the deal. What they do is they got Mahomes for $503 million. I can't say it without laughing.
And you know what hurts is our agent said it was.
He said
it was a good deal.
It'll sound good in 10 years.
He said in 8 years down the road, they'll make a lot of money.
They'll have no team in 5 because there'll be no extra money. I don't care what he said.
George and I will tell you this. George taught me this today. 2 years down the road, they're still going to have a good enough. They can still.
The guys are under contract.
Yeah. But after 2 years, that good linebacker, that good secondary guy, they're going to ask for money. And he said, our money's...
Patty got it all.
Patty has it all.
You know, it happened in Seattle. Happened in Pittsburgh. It happened in Baltimore. It's not... All you need is a history book.
Yeah, when Ross brother was young, Steelers went to Super Bowls. When Wilson was young, Seattle went to Super Bowls. Yep. The older they get, they fight to hang in there because they have good organizations.
Flacco.
But yes, but it's hard when your quarterback takes the money.
Yeah, so A&M now, Jimbo Fisher.
Jumbo, my phone. There's my phone.
Yeah, he got caught cheating already. He's been there, 2-3 years. Yes. And I said, well, you know what? Jimbo's cheating. That's they all cheat. Wait a minute, Jimbo. You're 7-5. Cheat right.
Yeah, if you're going to cheat, George and I have that old motto.
Yeah.
If you're going to cheat, go 11-0. Because if you're going on probation, at least your alumni are saying, boy, it's because Jimbo coached.
Yeah, but we were in that bowl game.
Yes.
That bowl game was fun. We had parties.
7-6, 7-5. Cheating doesn't get it done, Jimbo. Especially if you have a budget like A&M does.
Yeah, no budget. You know what A&M's budget is?
No budget.
No budget. That
really is. They're number one in the country.
No, spend whatever they want.
Yes.
Al and I, old school, I know you're not going to like this, people, but we're honest. If we're anything to a fault, we're honest. Neither one of us likes the handshake line. Perfect time with the COVID.
I'm the worst for that. That's me. I'm the worst for that.
I never liked it.
I got to admit, when I coached and when I played, I didn't go through it. I walked beside it, and I would call the coach on Tuesday or on Monday, 2 days later, whenever I play, and say, hey, you know, and I say, we know you. We know who you are. Now, one guy didn't like me at all because of it, but George, I was trying to beat his brains in.
Yeah.
And at that moment, I wasn't liking him.
Yeah.
So I knew I might say something or I might do something. And I guarantee you, I watched them. I watched as I walked through. Yeah. I watched my kids because I made them go through. No, they were not shaking hands.
No.
How were they saying it? Good game. Good game.
Somebody's spitting on her hand, and now you got to explode.
Fight. There's been fights. So what have I learned during this pandemic? I've learned something really cool from Little League Baseball. When the game's over, they run to get on the foul line. Both teams tip their hats to each other and go right back to the dugout.
Absolutely.
And it worked like a charm. There's nobody slapping fives.
No touching.
Well, I say do the same thing in basketball and football.
Absolutely.
Don't walk
run to front of your bench.
Go to your bench, tip your helmet, and go into the locker room. Yeah. It works like a charm.
We got a minute left. Are you shocked Zion Williamson was being paid?
Not shocked at all. Just don't know where it's coming from.
They said it's some kind of marketing. My question is this: it always misses Coach K.
Oh yes, they're not.
You ever know?
They're not getting the coaches.
Man, what did our boy Tark say? They are so mad at UCLA they put Pepperdine on probation. Is that not the NCAA?
It's still today.
They want Bill Self. I don't think Bill Self won any.
Bill Self's still there. I talked to a coach the other day and said no one cheats better than Bill Self.
My buddy told me a story. Last minute, you'll like this. They're at some big AAU. You know the big AAU,
right?
Vegas, Indianapolis. By the way, if your kid's playing AAU at Newcastle,
yes,
he ain't playing AAU. No, he's playing. He's making Ralphie some money. He's making Ralphie some money. But anyhow, the last thing we want to talk about is just that. I mean, what are you saying to these kids? Just running wild, 400,000 here, 400,000 there. Yet the big guys just keep marching. We heard Sean Lewis, he'll be retired before not that we wanted that.
No, it's true that Wade at LSU but the NCAA really doesn't want to get him.
No, they don't.
You understand, Georgia? They wanted to get him. They get him.
Close that lid.
Because they make their money.
Absolutely.
From the basketball tournament. Yes, they do.
You heard it here again. Thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Talk. We'll see you next week.